back to Lamb's Cryptoverse. Today I want to talk to you about why you need to do your own research and question all the data that you get. Do not take the data at face value. And I'm going to give you an example using one of the creme de la creme's on-chain metric companies, and this is Glassnode. Glassnode just published one of the most complex videos I've ever seen. And this video focuses on the merge. What does Ethereum look like before and after the merge? So let's go to the associated newsletter. So basically, they were highlighting what the Ethereum looked like before and after the merge, and they said the best way is to look at the block time, the block intervals, and you could see there was all these bars. It took a long time. It was a probabilistic approach using proof of mining, POW, to create Ether. But starting on March 15th with the merge, you could see that there's became more of an engineered proof of stake approach. And that's why the block times have been reduced and more consistent to around 12 seconds per block. But what I really wanted to talk to you about was the decline in Ethereum's price. You can see there was a sharp decline, and everyone was shocked because the Ethereum merge was a success. So what happened? Well, first of all, there was a lot of focus on the futures Perpetual funding rate, as well as the put-to-call ratio. Both the funding rate and the put-to-call ratio must be analyzed and viewed from a contrarian point of view, and investors do not do that. And then on top of that, there was a mistake that I think with the perpetual funding rate, because it was way too negative. There was all these red bars, and besides it being negative, it reached an all-time low of minus 1,200%, which in and of itself appears to be another error. So we have like one error on potentially another error. So I would have encouraged you to do your own thinking behind the numbers. And this is a great example where I think there's an error, either an error of logic or an error of data, or both. Because remember, on-chain metrics is not a one-sided coin, or it's not even a two-sided coin. It's more like a six-sided Rubik's Cube. You need to see all the viewpoints, and that's why I like to look at the put-to-call ratio. And if you look at the put-to-call ratio, I'm trying to get to it now, and I rely on the block. They have a great put-to-call ratio, and I made it larger here, and you could see it reached an all-time low of about 0.23. Let's just say it's 0.25, just to keep it simple. That means that we've had 3 times as many investors buying calls as they're buying puts. So when they're that bullish, from a contrarian point of view, you have to be bearish. But if you read Glassnode's data, this data here, as a contrarian, you would have read it wrong, thinking that everyone's shorting the market. That's why the funding rate's so low. So that's the second thing I want to talk about. Or the third thing is you need to look at other indicators. So if you just relied on this, you would say, everyone's shorting the futures market. But you don't know what they're doing in the spot market, or maybe they're cross-hedging. Maybe they're shorting Ethereum futures, but they're buying Bitcoin. You don't know what they're doing. That's why you got to rely on the put-to-call ratio. And again, I think there's an error here, because if you look at this from a contrarian point of view, this is like the most bullish we've ever seen on Ethereum, but I think this is incorrect. I think Ethereum could still go lower because the stock market could still go lower. So I think there's some incorrect data from Glassnode. So just be careful out there, folks. And thank you for listening. And please subscribe to Lamb's Cryptoverse. Bye-bye.